Welcome to my daily practice at Wendy Code Art. If you find this video interesting or helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking the video.
Hi, my name is Wendy and I'm an artist. I've been an artist my whole life and I am excited to invite you into my studio and show you my art practice. I paint every day and I do acrylic on paper. I also do stencils. I draw. I organize my studio space. I do a lot of things. For me, art is about problem solving, so there's always little tricks and tools that I can share with you along the way. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I am going to work on these panels and the ones at the back. I'm looking at them. I have to clean up a mess, and it's interesting because I've been looking at some of the pieces, and I'm noticing a pattern. And the pattern is that when I try something new, I mean, not entirely new, but haven't done it for a long time, or oh, I forgot about that. Why haven't I been working that way? I go through a kind of a process of delight. It's like, wow, wee, how much fun is that? And then I go, but I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it's derivative or if it's cliche, or if it's too much, or if it's too little, or if it's you get the drift. And I'm actually referring to this panel here, because I put the paint on the squeegee as I always do, and I make my lines and the verticals and the horizontals and the diagonals and the kind of waves, whatever I want to do. So so the other day I just thought, oh, what if I just like spun it around, and voila, the shape. I'm going to give it names, and then it'll be named the bullseye, the circle, the continuous circle, almost a spiral, because it doesn't. It begins in one place and it ends in another. So there's a, it's as if it could keep on going. And of course, then I did it on other areas, and I didn't think it would work, and I didn't think it was working, and then I did think it would work, and then I have to wait for the paint to dry to see how it looks, after that. So, but I remember, because I was making the video a few videos back, and I was like, I'm not doing that, it's enough, but I don't think I like it. And then a little bit of time passed. It might have been in the same video. Maybe it was in the next one. And I was like, well, I might as well try it. I might as well try some other colors. I'll do something subtle and, not risk a whole lot. And then I did that, and it was awful. It really was. Well, I mean, this one in particular at the back, the colors were not separated, or they weren't placed in the right proximities, and it's just muddy. And some of the other lighter ones too. I mean, comparing that to this, so I can see that there's a certain pizzazz to the bullseye. I mean, it is a bullseye. I mean, it is a consecutive round shapes, so it might as well be what it is, as opposed to not. So, and it's fine, and they're fine too. It's just that they don't work as well. So now I have to fix them. And that's my job today. It's cleanup. So I'm turning this around because I probably put more. If I get something that works, you bet. Oh yeah, that's the other piece of it. So I said, yeah, I'm not going to do those. That's been done. And then I said, well, why wouldn't I, play around on, 10, 20, 30 paintings. I have 30 paintings on the go at any given time. I don't have to do all that if it's not working, but sometimes um, if you push something, you'll push it over the cliff. It's ruined. But sometimes if you push something, it'll work. I mean, it'll work. Surprising, astonishing. There's something or not. If it doesn't work, then a part of it that you can see can actually work. And then you go from there. But if you don't take those chances and if you don't ruin those paintings, you don't get to that next step. And basically, yeah, that's what it's all about in the end. And I I'm really glad that I'm kind of capturing these moments. I had some trepidation initially of showing some of the paintings that I produce that are not very good, maybe terrible. I don't know. I love them all to some degree, but I certainly know that some of them just are not working. And I'm getting better and better at that. But, there's always another painting. So, so that's it. That's where the magic happens. And so it kind of reinforced my program here where I'm painting and not with an agenda to, I don't know, entertain or to show you the whoosh, like I started and now it's done and it was great. That happens, and I have no problem with that, sequence. It's just that it happens not very often, not all the time. I shouldn't say not very often. I mean, it does happen, but for me, because I work on multiple panels, it's a very slow process. So if I have 36 panels on the go, it will take me a month to or more to finish them all, possibly. I certainly worked faster than that as well, but I'm kind of at a nice speed right now. But when I take them down, a month has passed. But yeah, that's one painting a day, which I'm very happy with. That's a good amount for me. So, all right. Without further ado, I'm going to see what I can do on these. And it's gonna be slow. I might not get it all in. I was just looking at this. I have to add a little cover up, a little concealer, a little weight paint. I mean, I don't have to. Okay, so maybe I'll do the reverse, meaning I'll just add more paint, some darker shades. I think what I liked about the first one was, there was some real contrast, some real differentiation. I got my Payne's Gray. Sometimes I can't tell the difference between Payne's Gray and Indigo. They're both kind of bluey, blacky colors. And yeah, I don't think I need anything else. Let me see how this works. Just with the two colors. That's all I'm doing, the two colors. Ooh. Not bad. All right, well, that kind of, oh gosh, I like that. I do like that. Let's see if it works over here too. with my Payne's Gray. Now, the colors spread out quite a bit, which is not how I want to necessarily start, but you know what? I don't really care. Just going to make it as circular as I can, as wide as I can. Whoa, you are getting very sleepy. Doesn't that look like one of those hypnotic circles? All right, all right, all right. We're back in business. I'm liking it. I can change my mind in a heartbeat, though. Remember that. I'm thinking about another video that I made where I was just taking the staples out of the off the paper, out of the boards. I do that a lot, you know, and that is an integral part of my art practice. And again, if I want to show you, you know, the everything, then that's going to be there. You're going to see that. I think it was like 15 minutes of it. I was talking. You're so patient. Thank you so much for following along with me. Man, I got started on some nice goddess figures on my panels here. I'm always happy when those start up. But you know, here's another thing. I was looking at them, what I had, which was just the first kind of workings of it, and of course it was like, well, I'm going to be doing a whole lot more on these. But as I've lived with them and I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh, I really like these, and I don't know how much more I do need to do. I mean, some of them definitely need a little bit of work, but what I'm saying is I really like the way they're moving, the direction that they're moving in. And that's all because the paint dried and a day or two passed, and I got a chance to see. I mean, that's why I do multiples at the same time, because if I only worked on one, it would take me a year to finish that one. Okay, I've got one little spot here without paint, and I'm trying to fill it, trying to think of what to fill it with. And I also thought, oh, I don't have to fill it. I mean, what's the deal with filling? Fill. Doesn't have to be filled. And then I thought, oh, I could put a little white there. And then I thought, oh, I've got this pale pastel yellow. Would be very, very nice. All right. These big black shapes. That's a nice crispy one. I'm just going to do a bunch of them. I'm going to finish this one a little bit. I got started and then I stopped. So half and half, the old one and the new one. Yeah, I think it's better when the paint is a little more contained and not spreading out, you know, so that the bands are too wide. Now, I really like the semicircles too. You know, it's like the rainbow with sunshine. I'm not sure I haven't just created a bigger mess on this one here. that was pretty intense. There we go. Well, that's kind of pretty. And I got to use up a bunch of paint. I don't have to have circles on every single one, even though I just want to make circles all day now, all day, just circles. That's my day, making circles. But that might be a bit much because I almost have circles on all of the panels now. Anyway, so to be continued. Let's see what happens when the paint dries. That's always the acid test. What happens after the paint dries? You know, whether it just looks overdone, like I overdid it, or or not. But I have a variety now. You know, I can really see some differences. So clean lines, mushy lines, half and half lines, semicircular lines, um, uh, you know, overlapping of them. You know, I just put different things in there, and nothing over here because I want to see which ones resonate, and then I'll probably try to work with those a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. So thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you on the next tape. So I'm so happy that you are joining me today, and maybe other days too. I'll take you through my day-to-day as an artist, and I look forward to seeing you on the next tape. Thanks for being here.